Hi, Academy. Morning, how are you? Welcome to the podcast. This is the Academy Answers podcast where we discuss the topics from our blog or work on social media or websites on personal development, becoming better, growing to your fullest potential, achieving the freedom to live life on your own terms. Getting into a process of serving, building, developing your own life in the way and the mold that you want it to be. And we believe that that is a right for all human beings. It is what I think it was Lincoln called an unalienable right. The right to life, to happiness, to freedom, and the right to pursuit of happiness. We all have that right, and we don't have to give it up. We don't have to be faked out about it. We don't have to negotiate for it. It is within us, but we're gonna have to do some work. And if we're focused and committed to do that work, then we can do it. So I'll jump right into the podcast. What happened? People do ask me questions. If you're coming here for the first time, people send their questions. I answer them. I give them from my perspective. I have nothing new here. Nothing new. I just have my own perspective on it. There's only a couple of new things in the world when it comes down to many different areas. Most of the inventions are just improvements to everything else, and most things are different people's perspective. I have my own perspective. There are some unique bits to it. But the most unique bit of it is the invisible bit, which is what Martha Graham called, there's a life force, there's a quickening, there's an energy that translates through you into something else. And it is because that expression is unique, then we all are unique, if you get what I'm saying. I hope that's not too much mumbo jumbo for you, but I'm just saying that the way I communicate it, there are people out there who will resonate with me. Even if 25,000 people have told them before, they will just like how I say it, or I'll come at a particular point in time and they get to like me out of something that they probably can't even explain. It's intangible, it's invisible. Just like you like a favorite singer and they're not the best singers, you just like them. You like some person who play basketball or football, might not necessarily be the best, but there's something about them that resonates with you. You go to the office and you are friends with maybe the worst person to somebody else, but something about them attract you to them, and you can give your little analysis and your list, but at the end of the day, there's 10 more people with the same list, but there's something, that life force, that quickening, that energy that I talked about, there's something about them that resonates with you and make them awesome for you, and you want to be them. So that's what I am here for. I'm here to appeal to my people, the people who resonate with me. I might not be the person you listen to, but if I can stoke a bit of inspiration in your life, in your mind, then you will go out and find that person. I'm cool with it. It's okay. This is an abundance universe. I don't have to be the one you follow. So today, this question, I love it. It's a beautiful question. And it is, I've been thinking about a way to probably approach 2020. And this question really, in terms of the message I bring for you guys. And this question kind of helped me to put it into perspective. And the person says, help me with 2020. What am I to look out for? What am I to do? How do I get things done? How do I hit my goals? I've had many goals for many years and I've just fall off. I am disciplined, I do work, but I think I'm missing something. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to go 20 for 2020. So I might shelve the questions for a little bit, and I'm just going to go 20 beautiful points. Today is the 8th? Yeah, I'm going to go until the 28th and help you to ride through, to nail down some solid concepts that will help you throughout the year. Because what happened, we get into this huge emotional state when the ball drops, when the clock hits 12 and then we are so high, we are so pumped up, we have our goals between the 1st and the 15th, maybe going over into February, we are pumped up. And then when life starts to slap us around, life starts to punch us in the face, as Sylvester Stallone say, then we stay on our knees, knock us to our knees, and we don't get up. And it hits us again, and we might get up, and then we can't get up again because we we cop out. We get weak. We get overwhelmed. There's so many things happening. We get thrown off our game, and sometimes there are legitimate reasons. But I'm saying that for the most part, a lot of times we retreat to our comfort zone because we are wired to stay normal and to stay in the mode we are in. And once the human experience, you will notice, once a human experience can cover the basic needs level of the Maslow hierarchy of needs, once we figure it out in terms of we have food, shelter, clothing, and we have some social status, then we will not risk that. We are more wired to prevent loss than we are wired to risk going for happiness. So everything is about fear of pain. It is like we will do more to avoid pain than we will do to go for pleasures, especially if those pledges are not instant gratification. Like if it's not tomorrow morning, then like we don't care. If I tell you that, look, let's knock this out, we could get you to 6 figures in 18 months, and in 6 months going, you probably start to doubt. Your mind start to tell you a bunch of stuff. You don't want to do this, you can't do this. You find excuse and reason why you don't have to go there. You start to find people who done the same thing and didn't get to that money, and you find everything. That's your mind serving you ways to cop out because it wants to stay normal. What you have to understand, and I don't want to preface this before I get into those 20 points that's going to help you to start good, to sustain you through the process, and to help you to finish. But I want to kind of set the foundation first, if you'd allow me. Give me a couple of minutes. If if you don't have a couple of minutes, then there goes one of your main problems. You can't focus long enough. They say that the last set of research that I think coming out of MIT is that that little fish, what they call it, some stupid fish have more focus, a longer length of focus than we do. We're focused. They're focusing at 8 seconds, 11 seconds. We're focusing at 8. Everybody wants to jump around because everything is moving so fast, and society has kind of spooked us into that. So it's goldfish. So they're saying that a goldfish is having better focus than us these days, which is absurd. Whether it's true or not, it seems so. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that your mind doesn't care about what you want to achieve. What do I mean by that? Your mind is your central processing system. It dictates everything about what you see, what you hear, what you eat, what you like, what you don't like, what you will do, what you won't do, how you feel, all that stuff. Mostly is a mental game. 80% of success is psychology, 20% is mechanics, and those mechanics are linked to the 80% in a real serious way. Your mind doesn't care. Let's say you want this car, and you're thinking about the car, and then you're planning to get it, and you go through the process, and your mind is pushing you and edging you, and you're so uptight and anxious, and you're trying to get a loan or get funding or trying to save the money, and you're putting it together, and the car dealer is giving you crap, and you're hearing issues, and your mind is so focused, and you're going so hard on getting it, and then whatever time period pass, and you get the car, and you sit in the car, and you have the car. Your mind is done. Doesn't care. Your mind is into the breadcrumb trail, for want of a better term. It is into the little anxiety of the chase, of the expectation of getting it. That's the business your mind is into. Your mind is into the business of expectation. It doesn't care about outcomes. The minute you hit outcome, your mind leave you. It abandon you, it's off, it's gone. It's ready for another thing. So when you sit in that car, you start to look around now, and pretty soon your mind might just like, oh wow, I should change the TV at home, or these mats, I don't like these mats in the car. I wish my car was that color. I was trying to get the red, or Oh boy. I'm thinking of changing it next year and getting the BMW, because my friend I see with it and it's so nice. Yeah. Maybe I should go on a vacation. It's time to go on a vacation now. I mean, like, I didn't do anything last year. I know I get the car, but I'm thinking about my vacation that I want to go on. Or I'm thinking about the house that I'm going to buy. It's off on another breadcrumb trail. So your mind doesn't care. It is your ability to rule your mind, to understand what will happen later down the road, and your sense of fulfillment, your soul, your heart. How do you appeal to that? By using your mind in the best way you possibly can and understanding what the mind does. Why am I telling you this? I'm trying to tell you this to understand that if you can't rule your mind, if you don't understand what's going on in your mind, you're going to have a real problem getting to anything solid. And your mind is going to always take you down these little breadcrumb trail and leave you hanging. For all the conformity, the fit in, the comfort zone, the instant gratification, all those little tricks and trail, your mind will spend all your life taking you down these trails. And then when it comes on to your deeper awareness, your soul and your spirit and your heart, you will be empty and your mind will still be doing something crazy. That's the monkey brain. That's the hardwired type of the stuff. But research have shown that your mind is elastic. You can move against the ebbs and flow of these little things that go on in your head. So, having said that, let's understand that the battle is in your mind. And that's the first idea I want to give you for 2020. I'm going 20 of them. The first idea is that the battle is in your mind. If you can whip it in your mind, as TD Jakes said, if you can whip it in your mind, you can whip it in your pocket, you can whip it in your marriage, you can whip it in your business, you can whip it in your career, you can whip it in your relationship, you can whip it in your religion, in your spirituality, every area of your life. If you can conquer it in your mind. If you can think about it in an intelligent and an enlightened way, and a way that is proven and can be tracked and traced and mapped to the greater good, you can win it. So that's the first idea you have to do. You have to understand what work needs to happen mentally. What work do you need to do mentally? That is what you're after. That is what you need to learn how to do. That's what you need to figure out from the get. That is what the deal is. What work needs to be done mentally? You need to understand your mental process. And this is not some mumbo jumbo, some psychological, super intelligent, hysterical thing. It's nothing like that. Nothing like, it's a simple thing. It's as simple as ABC. How your mind works. You have to observe your habits and test them. Test them against everything that society says and start to go deeper and just think it out. It's easy to connect the stuff. You already do it every time. You know what you're doing to pay your bills. You know how things work. It's just a futuristic look at it. Okay. My mind is telling me that I want to sleep. In the mornings, I set an alarm to wake up at 6 o'clock. I leave at 7. I need to get up at 6 so I can get 20 minutes of exercising. That's what I'm saying now to myself. This is on let's say a Sunday night. So I need to get up tomorrow morning. All you have to do now is now to understand that, okay, I'm going to go to my bed now. But I know that the mind works a different way from what I'm saying now. This is just my logical brain telling me that I need to do something. But my logical brain has no powers over my subconscious mind. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, everything will come at me like a firing squad to get me to not do this thing. And if it doesn't happen tomorrow morning, it's going to happen the autumn Tuesday morning. If it doesn't happen Tuesday morning, it's going to happen Wednesday morning, or it's going to happen all the mornings. I'm lining up myself in front of a firing squad of my old self. all the things that I used to do will come at me to stay where I am. It is in that moment that I will shape, that I will make, or I will break. I will either find the strength to do it, or I'll stay in my old way. Now, how do I find the strength to do it? You go in and you refine the process. You try, you rework, you re-strategize. So you set up yourself in the best position physically to be able to do it. Because if you have your physicals and your mental working against you, then you're done. What do I mean? Well, if you're trying to wake up at 6 and you go to bed at 1, first thing is that you will be tired. So then your body feeling tired, drowsy, lazy on you, plus your mind is stopping that off. It's not gonna happen. If you say, okay, I know that I run on 8 hours of sleep. After 8 hours, I'm good. Go to bed, eat something light, not heavy. That's not gonna drag you down. Eat something light, wake up, set your alarm goes off, eyes pop open, 8 hours of sleep. Now you're saying to yourself, well, I'm not tired. This firing squad that is in front of me doesn't have tired in that squad, so it's just mental now. I'm physical, I have my physical vitality is going well, fine here now, I'm good. So what's gonna make me not get up? You have a better chance of doing it. Now it's a mental. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put the sneakers at the bedside? Whatever hacks are you gonna employ that you're gonna force yourself into do it? Am I gonna get an accountability partner? Do we compare notes? Do we call each other in the morning when it's exercise time? Who is gonna hold me accountable to this? Do I have a picture of the body size and type I want? What am I looking at and feeding my mind with to help me through this process? So in other words, you're building a cluster of support, of systems, of methods, of strategies, of tactics to get you to do the thing. Because it's a mental game. So if you don't fully comprehend it mentally, you're always your mind is always gonna win the weaker side of you, because we all have those two sides. We have the weaker side and the stronger side. You can either let one win or you let the other win. And I'll tell you a golden story to end with. Usually you should start with a story, all that stuff, but listen. There's a story about an old man who was sitting in the yard doing something outside, and his grandson came to him, and his grandson said, Granddad, I love you, and sometimes I feel like I want to be mean to my little sister, but I love you and I love her, and sometimes I don't want my little sister to come in my room, and I don't want her to play with me, and then but I really do love her, and sometimes I want to play with her. How do I get rid of that feeling? And his grandfather said to him, son, there are two wolves living inside of you. One's a good one is a bad one. And they're constantly fighting. They're constantly fighting to win in every situation. So everything you have to think about, everything you're doing, just think of two wolves fighting. And that is why you're feeling that way. And the grandson interjected and said, but grandfather, so which one will win? And his grandfather paused for a minute, pulled him over, put him on his lap, and he says, son, the one that you feed most will win. If you feed the good wolf, if you feed the progressive wolf, if you feed the successful wolf, that's the one that will win. So if you want the stronger you, the stronger part of your mind, the stronger part of your consciousness to win, then you gotta feed it. Good things eat good food, because it's what is fed to it, it's made up of. You are made up of what you eat and what you take into your brain. All your intakes, that's what make you up. There's nothing else but your intake. That's what make you up. Your genetics is an intake also. So, you have to feed your mind the things to make it strong. Send the things to your mind that's of a certain caliber, and the wolf that it resonates with will eat it. So if you want the gossip and the cat videos and the giggly and the memes and the people's business and the controversy and the fights on social media, the minute you intake that into your system, then the simplistic, weaker side, impulsive, crazy, bad wolf side of you will consume that. If you sit and you read a book and you listen to a powerful podcast and you go to church and you help someone and you listen to ways in which you can improve yourself and your career and your skill levels, then the other wolf, the good wolf, will automatically take it. And then the one that gets fed most will be the one that wins. It's as simple as that. So there you go. That's my first one in my 20 for 2020 series. I know it's corny, I don't care, but that's how we're doing it. So look out for the rest of the series, and I'm going to just explore these points. So the first one out of the 20 is, it is a mental game. If you can whip it in your mind, you can whip it anywhere. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. Share this podcast. Reach out to me, lewinmotivator.com. Tell me if this is helping you. I hope I provide some value for you today. And do have a wonderful day. Stay on top of yourself. Stay on top of your life. Feed your mind.